This week's Torah portion has one of the most interesting controversies in Jewish history, led by a man named Korach. Korach was a man that came up now in rebellion against Moses and Aaron. You'd think Moses and Aaron were a little untouchable, like after all they did, but apparently they're not. Korach walked around and mustered up, some say hundreds, some say even more, of people against Moses and Aaron to topple them on one banner: equality. Why is it fair that Moses and Aaron get all the power and authority? How come they're in charge of everything? Who put them? What about the rest of us? He says. Are you getting your fair due? We're not all special in God's eyes. And Korach walks around and creates this incredible attempted rebellion under the banner of, why do the few get more power than the rest of us? We should spread it out fairly. Doesn't that sound right? Doesn't that sound like fair? Why is Korach a bad guy? Why did he get punished at the end? Why is Korach's fate as bad as it was? The ground opened up, the Torah says, and he fell through. His people that he brought with him ended up dying in punishment. What did he do wrong? He was pushing for greater equality. What is wrong with that? There's a little bit of an insight that is the most powerful insight with regards to controversy. And here's how it goes. Rashi, the great commentator, says, if you look earlier at who Korach was and why he stepped up right now versus any other time, was that Korach was actually Moshe's cousin. Moshe's grandfather had 3 boys: Amram, Yitzhar, and Uziel. 3 boys. Amram, the oldest boy, had 2 boys, Moses and Aaron. So it made sense that the oldest son, if you will, inherited the largest positions. The second son was Yitzhar. Yitzhar had Korach. So he was the next, so to speak, cousin. The youngest son was a man named Uziel. Uziel had a son named Elitzaphan. So stick with me on the lineage. Out of the cousins, Moses and Aaron are the oldest. A man named Elitzaphan is of the youngest, and Korach is in the middle. Why did Korach show up now for? So Rashi says, you know what just took place? Elitzaphan just got promoted to a position of authority, and he didn't. He just got passed over by God. And you know what happens when you get passed over? His ego is hurt. Now, he's not going to walk around and say that. So you know what he said instead? It's not me that I'm fighting for. It's everybody. Everybody thinks this. There's a lot of people that think this. I'm not just saying this for me. It's for others too. It's not just for me. I'm really representing more people. It's really a problem in the system. You ever know people like this? They're fighting the system until they get what they want. It's the system's fault until they get what they think they should get, and they seem to not have time. What this parsha is teaching us is one of the most interesting aspects of ourselves. Many times we fight and we pretend we carry the banner of freedom and equality and what's right. And the truth is, all we're doing is fighting against a bruised ego. We fight our spouses because it's wrong when deep down we're just offended. We fight our children when they should be doing this, where deep down we're just hurt that they're not listening to us more. We fight people, parties, groups, denominations, and we think it's under the banner of what's right. And sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes really it's just that we're threatened by them. They make us feel less, so we fight back. And the lesson of this week's Torah portion is for all of us to look at ourselves and say, why am I fighting this fight? Why am I having this argument for? Why am I holding on to this for? Why can't I just push for us to get? Is it because I believe in something? Great. Or is it because I'm trying to cover up something a little more personal? Moses fought like crazy. He fought Pharaoh. He fought God. He was fighting because God commanded him to fight. Korach fought too. And it looked like he did a great job, but he really fought for himself. And each and every one of us have to know the difference. In every fight, in every argument, are we acting like Moses? Or are we really acting like Korach?